Do you feel like you've tried everything and still can't get in shape? You might be working full time, studying, looking after kids. So the idea of finding hours every day to train feels about as likely as finding a parking spot at a beach on a summer's day. That's the last time I used ChatGPT to find an analogy. I apologize. The fitness industry makes it worse. 90-day shred programs, 6-day gym schedules, marathon training plans, all designed for people with nothing else to do. No wonder why most people give up before they even see results. Look, I've worked with hundreds of people in the same position as you, juggling work, family, and a million other things. And after a few small tweaks, they've finally lost the weight, gained muscle, and felt fitter than they've ever been in years. So in this video, I'll give you the exact plan to get in shape in the next 30 days without steroids, without Ozempic, and without quitting your job to train like an athlete full time. Before we start, we have to make sure you're aiming for the right target, because if your goal isn't clear, every decision after it becomes guesswork. A client once came to me wanting to run at City to Surf and lose 5 kilograms in 30 days. When we dug into it, the weight wasn't really the goal. What she actually wanted was to feel like she did at uni. Confident, comfortable, fitting in back into the clothes she loved. When we reframed it as dropping a dress size instead of chasing a number on the scales, that's when it finally clicked for her. Most people think they have a goal, but really, they've got a number in their head. A real goal is about how you look, feel, and perform, not just the number on the scales. So, what does getting in shape actually mean to you? Now, I'm not trying to sound woo-woo here, but it's worth being clear. If your goal is to feel confident with your shirt off at the beach, do you really need to lose 30 pounds? Or would dropping 5 pounds and lifting heavier already get you there? Everyone's answer is always going to be different, and you don't really need to overthink it. Just ask yourself 4 simple questions. What do you really want? Like really want? When do you want it? Why is it important? How are you going to get there? And just to be clear, use some common sense. You're not dropping 100 pounds in 30 days unless you stop eating, walking 20,000 steps a day, and the rest of the time crying into a salad. That's not a transformation plan. That's pure torture. So once you know your definition of getting in shape, you need a vehicle to actually help you get there. And that starts with building muscle the right way and the smart way. It's surprising, but one of the most common things I hear is, I want to look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. And the truth is, you can get close, but it won't happen by doing random YouTube workouts or training chest 3 times a week, unless you want to be looking like you're carrying watermelons for a living. Muscle is built with a plan. Not a complicated one, just the right movements done consistently. So here's what to do. 3 days a week of weights. Every session includes push, pull, squat, lunge, hip, which is a deadlift movement, gait, which is a carry or a sled push or pull. Keep reps controlled, form solid, and weights challenging. What that means to you is always going to be different, but if you want to start off, just doing 3 sets of 12 is going to be fine. Strength builds a shape, but your engine comes from cardio. And this is where most people go wrong, because they don't like it and they don't do it, which is fair enough because it's painful. Cardio is easily the most hated part of training, but it's also the most misunderstood. I've seen people train for a 10-kilometer by running every single day until their shins give out. I've seen others walk 10,000 steps per day, lose the weight, and stop completely. And the weight piles straight back on again. The truth is, cardio should match your goal, not be used as some default punishment. It's weight loss, walking 5,000 to 7,000 steps per day is plenty. The bonus is, once you've lost the weight, keeping the habit is one of the best things you can do for your mental health. And if it's a race like 10 kilometers, you need to run every single day. Just a proper training program 2 to 3 times per week is going to be fine. And if you need a bit of stress relief, pick something you enjoy. Some days it might be a run, other days it might be a row, other days it might be a boxing session. The variety is what keeps you coming back. And ultimately, cardio is just good for your mental health, and it just speeds up the process of getting in shape faster. So you got training and cardio sorted, but if your diet's a mess, they can't do their job. I've seen so many people fall into this trap. One week they're listening to Joe Rogan bang on about the carnivore diet. The next they're following a coach screaming out calorie deficit and basically starving themselves. Then suddenly they've gone vegan because cow farts are suddenly ruining the planet. The result? Confused, anxious, and ready to give up. We might have heard it all before. The best diet is the one you can stick to consistently without hating your life. So what is that diet though? And how can I eat those foods that I love so much and be on a diet at the same time? So here's exactly what you do to get in shape. Track your calories so you know what you're really eating. Most people overestimate what they actually eat. Tracking it and seeing it on a daily basis, you'll get a good understanding of what a good portion size is and what it takes to lose weight, build muscle when you continually build that habit. Number 2, hit your protein goal first. 20 to 30 grams per meal, depending on your body weight. Then fill the rest with foods you actually enjoy while staying in your calorie range. But if you're training well, eating well, and moving well, there's one thing that could quietly undo it all. When I became a dad, I had months of broken sleep, was working full time, felt sore all the time, and started smashing cookies just to get through the day. My training tanked, My energy was gone and weight started to creep back on. You have to manage your training and activity around your life. It's not about forcing your life into some perfect plan. If you're in a stretch of sleepless nights with a newborn, smashing yourself in the gym at 6 a.m. might not be the smartest move right now. Aim for about 7 to 8 hours when you can, but just adjust your training and nutrition and build that awareness when sleep is poor. If stress is high, within reason, sometimes it's a good idea to actually lower your training intensity. Just go for walks and things that you actually enjoy. Use active recovery like walks, mobility, light cardio instead of a total rest or total destruction. So let's recap on your 30-day plan. Weights, 2 to 3 focused strength sessions a week. Push, pull, squat, lunge, hinge, gait. Every single session. Cardio, match it to your goal. Walk for fat loss or mix it up for stress relief. Want to do this at least every single day will help with your mindset and will speed things up a little bit. Doesn't have to be 4 hours of running, just 10 to 15 minutes a day is fine. Nutrition, hit your protein targets, stay in your calorie range, fill the rest with food you enjoy. And recovery, manage your sleep and stress, train smart on low energy days when you've had a stressful day at the office and you're lacking sleep. Use active recovery when needed. If you spend the next 30 days doing these 5 things, matching cardio to your outcome, sticking to a diet you enjoy, and managing sleep, stress, and recovery, you'll see the real change without wrecking your schedule. However, if you've got a bigger goal around fat loss and it might take a little bit longer than 30 days, then watch the next video where I'll show you the exact plan to lose at least 20 pounds fast by the end of 2025.